Hello everybody, welcome to this how-to video, and I'm going to be talking all about press-ups today. They're kind of one of those fundamental building blocks that people like to get done, but we see so many people struggling with for reasons that, well, I'm going to run through and just give you some quick tips to assist you to getting your full first press-up off the floor. Okay, so first and foremost, when people are starting press-ups, what you often see is that they go off their knees. I'll give you a quick demonstration on the floor if my cameraman can follow me. So they'll set up and they'll have their legs crossed or something, and then we'll go for their press-ups, in whatever fashion they're going on. The problem is, when you're then going into that full press-up mode, there's a couple of things you're missing. Number one, you really struggle to generate core tension, so you're never going to translate into that, full-on press-up, because you're just not able to generate the tension here. And the second thing is that the angle that you're moving through is a little bit different as well. So in terms of that push, you're not quite learning the same movement pattern as when you go for that full press up. So we're going to switch it up by starting at the top and working our way down towards the floor. And I'm just going to use these risers here because we've got them set up in the studio. But if you've not got a full gym set up or a set of risers like this, you use whatever you've got at home. So I've had people using kitchen work surfaces, chairs, sofas, this kind of thing. Make sure though it's something that's not going to move when you start pushing it. You don't want to do it on the easy chair and that for suddenly to be flying across the room and you're face down on the floor. That's the last thing that we're looking for, okay? So first and foremost, we're going to get that full press up position going on. So we're going to be on our tiptoes. We're going to be, I'm going to say, a couple of foot away from whatever it is that you're going to press up off. You're going to have your hands lined up under your shoulders. So nothing is different so far at that full press up. You're going to squeeze the core hard, you're going to squeeze the glutes hard, the quads hard. Basically everything should be in tension, and then you're going to drop the chest towards whatever it is that you are pressing up towards. Okay, and you might think, well, that looks really, really easy. It's like, well, yeah, it is at that height. If I was to start making this harder, let's get these out of the way. Now you might want to go down this far too soon, but I'll set up exactly the same way. Hands under shoulders, core tight, glutes tight, quads tight, everything there. I'm just going to drop in, push back out. You think, oh great, I can get press ups there, super duper. Make it harder. You can probably see where this is going. Hopefully they're not going to fall over. I'm just going to do one more set here because there's a couple of other tips I want to take you through. So exactly the same setup, and now you really need to be making sure that core's tight, glutes are tight, everything else. Boom, press ups. So you take it to the stage where you're like, okay, I can do 10 press ups here, for example. The next thing I need to do, I just need to take one off, and I can only get 8 press ups. Well, that's great. Work until you can get 10 press ups at the next level down. Boom, take that step off. Or like I say, if you've got a table, workbench, something like that at home, not the dog, something that you can grade how hard you are. Okay. Couple of other quick tips. When we're doing press ups, people will very often purely be in scapular retraction, so everything tucked back and down, which is great. It's an important thing to do, but you can get a bit more benefit from your press ups by allowing your shoulders to move as well. We call them press up pluses at AEON. So they'll look like exactly the same setup. Hands on the shoulders, core tight, glutes tight. I think you're getting the message by now. You want to start by pushing those shoulders as far towards the ceiling as possible. And then you initiate the movement by pulling back and down with those shoulders, drop into our press up position, push all the way back to the top, keeping those shoulders back and down, and then finish by pushing as far away as we can. So shoulders back and down, drop the chest to your target, push away, finish. And as you get better on them, you can make them a bit more fluid, so you're just going through that full motion, and you really get some good quality scapular strength conditioning going in there as well. So that's tip number one for getting a bit more benefit out of your press ups. And the second thing, when we come to do our press ups, in fact I'm going to do these on the floor because you might find the angle a little bit easier, is you'll quite often see people with their arms coming all the way out their sides like this. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. We want to keep the arms tucked in, maybe 45 degrees. Think about making like an arrow shape. So you've got the 2 points of the arrow, and my body is the arrow shaft. You can tuck them in a little bit further, but you definitely don't want to be having them sticking too far up here. Yeah, because if they're all the way up here, everything is going through my upper traps, and they're really hard. But if I tuck those shoulders back and down and come down 45 degrees or so, much more in control. Scaps are doing what they should be doing, and as you get better, you can even add on that press up plus as well. So that's it, guys. 3 quick tips on how to get your full first press up, or first full press up off the floor. Start high, work your way down. Add in those scap movements as well, and look to make that 45-degree angle with arms. Oh, as Ross has just pointed out, make sure you're keeping core tight, glutes tight, quads tight, everything tight, basically.